Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I think we are starting either a weekly vlog or a reading vlog. There's definitely going to be some reading in here. I just don't know how much. I have been in a little bit of a reading slump since I read Blood and Steel. That was a 5-star read for me, and then I don't know what happened. I tried reading 2 or 3 books after that that were just really making me slump out. But guess what? I think we're getting over the slump, and I'm going to talk about the books that we're reading in just a moment. I have kind of a lot to do today, so I don't know how much reading I'll get done until probably like tonight. I have client check-ins to do, I have editing to do, I need to get my January wrap-up video edited and up by this Friday, so by the time you see this video, my January wrap should be up. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on today. But it is my rest day, so I have time to sit down and do stuff. But yeah, let's get started with the books that I'm reading. So after I read a couple of books that slumped me out, I had a DNF. I can't believe I am saying that I already had a DNF basically 1 month into the year, but it's okay, it happens. And you know what, I'm actually proud of myself for DNFing because I feel like I rarely do that. But yeah, so after that, I realized I was really in the mood for something not romance or fantasy because I have been on a huge fantasy kick for the last month or so, like pretty much only reading fantasy, and so I think I kind of needed a break from that. So I realized I was finally in the mood to get back into the Magnolia Parks world, which, if you don't know, this series is very much, it's in the romance section, but I don't consider it romance. It's very, you know, toxic. People describe it as like Gossip Girl, but set in the UK, and that is quite accurate in my opinion. So I realized the other day that I've been in this kind of mood where I've been going through my clothes in my closet and purging things. I've been clothes shopping, like I went and I actually got this pair of jeans yesterday, thrifted from Plato's Closet. I've been ordering new workout clothes and new clothes on Poshmark and just like online in general. So because I'm in that kind of mood, I'm like feeling like a girly girl again. I'm kind of starting to take care of myself again, like wearing makeup more, not today, but just like getting myself ready more, which feels good. So I don't know, I feel like this book aligns with being in that mood. If you know, you know. If you've read these books, these are very much just like character studies going through their day-to-day life. It talks about a lot about like exactly what they're wearing, and these are like very rich people, by the way, so a lot of the clothing descriptions, can't always picture it, but I am having a really good time with this. I got 140 pages in between the last couple of days. I have been reading a lot slower, but then something happened and we had a new release come out. Again, I've talked about how excited I've been for this one, so you might know what book I'm about to show, but yesterday when I was out and about, I stopped and got Deep End. I picked it up from Barnes & Noble. Look how pretty this is. I did not realize that the Barnes & Noble edition was gonna be so pretty, because I also pre-ordered a special edition of this. I think it's, I don't remember, Love Light maybe is the edition that I got of it, but that's not gonna be here for months. So I decided I'm gonna get a paperback too to match all of my other Allie paperbacks. And one thing about me is that I love Allie Hazelwood. I have loved every single book that I've read from her, and I've read her entire backlist. Like everything that is traditionally published, I've read. So needless to say, I have been very excited for this one. I've seen nothing but praise for this, really good reviews, and I can confirm I'm loving this. I like brought it home, and even though I was in the middle of a book, accidentally kind of like read the first 2 chapters and could not stop. I could not be stopped. So yesterday I read like 180 pages. I am, as of this morning, on page 189, which is chapter 30. So I'm like already almost halfway through. And this is spicy. I mean, all of Allie Hazelwood's books are spicy, especially the newer one. It's so good. Like, I can't even explain it. It is very, like, it says it's a steamy college romance. It is. I think that the spice so far is really well done. Sometimes it'll like cringe me out in books, but this is 100% doing the opposite. I find myself like smiling ear to ear. Some of the scenes are making me blush. I freaking love our main male character, Lucas. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Lucas Blomquist? Yeah, Lucas Blomqvist. He's Swedish. And I am loving their little relationship development. I'm loving the college setting. It feels very escapist. So I think that's why I'm just like, I'm so into it. I'm immersed. I don't want to do anything except read. And of course, I'm busy today. I'm loving this. This follows Scarlett Vandermeer, who is a diver. She's on the diving team. And she's been having some struggles. She has some past trauma that she's working through with a therapist. She has an injury that's kind of played a large part in her recent struggles. And she just feels like she's like failing at everything, right? So super relatable being in her head. This is not dual point of view, I don't believe, because so far we've only been in Scarlett's point of view. But she is very relatable. Like when you're in her head, she has a lot of, I feel like, social anxiety surrounding her past and trauma and just being in certain social situations. She comes across as a little bit socially awkward, and honestly, there have been so many things that I've read in here that I'm like, yeah, girl, that is so relatable. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this. I think that Allie does a great job with mixing academia with really high tension romance and really good spice. So I just think that on every level, on every facet, she does a really bang up job, and she is one of my #1 romance authors. Her writing too, and I say this with every book, and I feel like they just keep getting better and better, but her writing is so witty and funny, and you can tell that Miss Allie Hazelwood she's a smarty pants. Like, it's a little bit intimidating, and I'm just like, wow, to know her in real life, the way her brain works, it's beautiful. There are certain things that she says that are very sciencey, and this is like throughout all of her books, but there are certain things that, you know, she'll say that I'm like, it's so brainiac that it's a little bit over my head, but that never takes away from the story. She is so funny. The author's humor comes through the character's humor, obviously, since she's the one writing these characters. But anyway, I could gush about this book all day. I cannot wait to sit back down and read some more. Right now, this is a 5-star feeling, so let's hope that that continues. Like I said, the tension between our two main characters is high. I find myself sweating like every time they're in a scene together and they have this like banter going on and just this tension, this really intense, this sounds really stupid, but they have an intensity between them that is palpable, and I will find myself sitting there and just, I'm dialed in, I'm sweating, it's like I am in her shoes. So needless to say, I think we are gonna put Magnolia Parks on pause probably until I finish this, because this is one that I am wanting to binge right now. And then we'll probably also be, after I finish this, reading a little bit of Magnolia Parks as well. I don't know if we'll finish that in this video because it's such a chunker, and I do want to have this video up a little over a week from now. So we'll see what we get up to this week. Sorry for this insanely long intro. It's mainly a love letter to this book. But anyway, I am going to go get some stuff done. If I have any reading updates, life updates, anything at all, I will let you guys know. I'm back with kind of an update. I am now on page 260, so chapter 41. Again, just probably a little over 50%. And I did go ahead and download, where'd my phone go? I did go ahead and download the audiobook solely because one person on Bookstagram mentioned that hearing Lucas's voice and his Swedish accent was like really good in the audiobook. And so I did indeed use an entire credit on an audiobook that I already owned physically, but it's fine. Do you want to hear his voice? It does sound really good, I'm not gonna lie.
Lucas nods.
Asks me to send you his regards every time he texts, and he texts a lot.
Oh.
I really like his accent. Anyway, yeah, this is still going really good. Adding the audiobook is obviously another layer, adds another layer to the fun. Oh my god, this book is so, like, could devour it, but I'm finding myself savoring it and I don't want it to end because I've already mentioned this, but like the tension between these two characters and the spice scenes are really top tier. And now we're getting also like a deeper level to their relationship. Like I said, Scarlett is she's going through a lot. She's going through some trauma, but you don't really know until a certain point in the book what kind of went down on the day that her injury happened. And she kind of finally like lets loose and kind of tells Lucas about it, and just the way that he is with her. He's really sweet, but also he's very much like always to the point, very blunt. And his ex kind of thinks that he is cold and distant because of this, but she sees him completely differently. Scarlett sees Lucas completely differently. She sees the passion like burning underneath his like facade. And I love that. I love when two seemingly, you know, unlikely characters get together. And I really think that this book is unique in that instead of having the best friend be like super jealous, which is overdone in my opinion, the best friend is like very much encouraging and just wants Lucas, her ex, to be happy. And so she's kind of the one that like pushed them together a little bit. It's a really good time. I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, I have how many pages left? If we're at 260, how many pages are in the book? Like over 400. I still have like 200 pages of this, which makes me really excited because I'm just giddy over them. And I'm finding myself reading this a lot slower because, like I said, I just discovered the audiobook. So I'll like read a chapter and then also go listen to certain parts. Mostly, I'm gonna be honest, mostly the parts with Lucas actually talking. I'm like, I wanna hear him say it in his accent. This is really fun. I finished all my work for the day and have had some time to read. It's now like 5 o'clock. So my husband should be getting out of work soon. Gotta eat dinner, put some pajamas on, read some more of this. We'll probably get, I'm thinking, a decent chunk of this done tonight. And then I'll have to let you guys know. Tomorrow, what do I have going on tomorrow? Tomorrow I need to clean my entire house. I'll probably, after I work out, I don't know when I'll have time to read tomorrow because like I said, I wanna clean my entire house because I have family coming over and we're doing like a little Harry Potter movie night. And we're also doing like a dish to pass. I'm making a charcuterie board, but like a dessert style charcuterie board, which I've never tried before. I really just bought a bunch of random things like cookies and dipping chocolate and peanut butter M&Ms, just like fun stuff. And so I'll be putting that together tomorrow. Hopefully I'll remember to like show you guys on here. I'm really bad, I've found, at vlogging when like other people are around or involved. I find myself just like wanting to be in the moment, which is fine. But I kind of want to show you guys the charcuterie board when I make it. That's it for reading updates. I was supposed to make dinner tonight and then I forgot to take the meat out that I needed to take out. So that's not going to be ready. So I think I made goulash the other night and it's amazing. But I think we're going to have that for like the 3rd time in a row. I'll be making the soup tomorrow. I think that's it. I am back with some reading updates. It is, when was the last time I talked to you guys? I don't even know if I got on yesterday. It's now Friday and I have finished Deep End. Oh my gosh, guys. So the 5-star feeling that I was talking about last time when I was only like halfway through this, it stood the test of time because this is 100% a 5-star read. And this is my new favorite Allie Hazelwood. Like I really love the love hypothesis, love theoretically. I even really liked Check and Mate, but this has to be my new #1 favorite Allie Hazelwood. And Lucas Bloomquist, Bloomquist. I have a really hard time saying that. He is a top tier book boyfriend. And whoever, like I said in the last clip, whoever told me about the audiobook, thank you, because his accent is chef's kiss, beautiful. Obviously the romance, the tension between these two characters and just the intensity between them was amazing, which obviously lent itself to great spice. When there's more, when the characters have more of a connection and that real good tension and pining between the two, it just makes for a really good romance. And then also, as you get further into the book, there's a lot more depth and feelings developing between them, which was really beautiful to see. I really loved how Lucas specifically was kind of showing more of a soft side for Scarlett than other people get to see. And also Scarlett like defending him, even in her own head, when people were saying that he was like cold or dispassionate or anything like that, because he kind of comes across as very put together, kind of emotionless. When she hears other people saying that, she's like vehemently, she's like, no, that is not him. That is not the person that I see. Like, I see the person that you are. And I loved that. I loved her just like protecting him. Like I said, even if it was just like a thought that she was having in her own head and not necessarily out loud, she was always kind of like protecting him, defending him. They just really understood each other and what the other needed, which again, it was beautiful. Allie Hazelwood has done it again, but yet somehow even better. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's solidified. I mean, she's always been solidified as one of my top favorite like auto-buy authors. She's now re-solidified as like, she is up there, you know what I mean? Yeah, this was great. And whew, Lucas, I have no words, and that's how you know. That's how you know it was so good. I'm like clutching onto this book for dear life because it was such a good freaking time. I think that's the only update really. Devoured this, but also savored it. That's the other thing I was gonna mention. I felt like I definitely could have read this in like 1 to 2 sittings, but I kind of dragged it out a little bit because I wanted to, because I did not want this to end. I'm also not quite done listening to the audiobook because obviously the audio is usually slower, and I got it mostly because I wanted to just listen to Lucas's voice. So at some point I might like go back through and listen to all of the parts where he's talking for the rest of the book on audiobook, just so I can hear it too. But this was immersive. This was great. The college setting, the fact that this is a sports romance, but it's not like your typical, I don't know, I feel like you get a lot of like football, hockey, like mainstream sports, I feel like, but in this you get swimming and diving, and I felt like that was very unique, which kind of lent itself to the escapist feeling of this book. I really felt like I could escape into this. Every time I was reading it, I was blocking out the world and just living in Stanford. I saw somebody on Bookstagram actually go order some like Stanford gear that says swimming and diving, and that is genius, and I'm tempted. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm tempted because of how much I loved this. Everything about it. Scarlett, her growth, she has, like I mentioned, some trauma from her past. She's working through it with a therapist, and she has kind of like a mental block when it comes to her diving, which is something that she's struggling with throughout the whole book. But to see her work on those issues and really come to terms with the underlying problems and not just the surface level way that it was manifesting was very realistic as well. So apparently I can keep going. I have so many things to say about this book. So many good things. 5 stars. Like, this was beautiful. I'm gonna be going back now to reading Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. Let me see how far I am. I've barely gotten any time to read today. So I am on page 150, which is probably like 30 pages further than the last time I mentioned this book. But yeah, this one I'm having a really fun time with too. I really love how funny Magnolia is, and I've thought this since the first book. Like, she has this very unique sense of humor where obviously she comes from a rich family, so she has kind of a little bit of that like snootiness to her, but you can tell that she's not like mean. Like, I feel like she really does mean well and really does care for like the people in her life. Even when she is quote unquote being like a brat, which they'll tell her, like the box set will tell her when she's being a brat, and just her like attitude is so funny. But there's also a lot of really sad things in this book, especially at the beginning. If you know how the last one ended going into this one, then you know what I'm talking about. It was very sad. In the first like 10 pages, I was already crying, and I saw that other people had that reaction as well, and I was like, it's not gonna be me. No, it was me. I was crying for sure. I don't have much to say because, like I said, I'm only like, I don't even know, this is such a big book that I feel like I'm only, what, 20% in maybe? I need to get further before I update you guys some more, but these characters are so fun. I was really in the mood for something kind of Gossip Girl-esque, and this is really giving that. So, anywho, those are the reading updates. What are my other updates? I don't know if I have any. Like I said, it's Friday. It is like 2 p.m. if you guys want to know that. I have gotten my work done, worked out, just showered, had lunch, and here we are. So I definitely want to wind down and read a little bit today, but it also is like so beautiful outside. The sun is shining. I have some pictures that I need to take of clothes that I'm selling, so I really should do that while the sun is out, but I also want to read. I think I will do that at some point. But yeah, until the next update. Oh my gosh, okay, so obviously this book is about Magnolia and BJ, but I just had to read this because this is so sweet. He's talking about like what he has to show for his life, and he says her, it's her, loving her, that's all I've got, and he's saying I'm not even fucking done that well. Everyone has markers for their life, ways they remember certain things and times, stakes in the ground. She's mine, my whole life, all dotted with and by things I remember about her. She's how I frame the world. I love them. Hey guys, horrible lighting, I know. I just wanted to get on here real quick and show you my outfit. I got new pants today. I went to Target. I've been in a very shoppy mood, and I went to Target today with my sister-in-law. Didn't do any vlogging because we had a little bit of manic energy going on my end for sure, and I just couldn't handle vlogging today, so I wanted to show you some of the things I got. But first of all, I want to show you my new pants from Target. Hopefully you can see them if I back up enough. I don't know. No. Okay, let me just bring the camera down so I can show you. They're like the Kim Possible type pants. Again, so sorry, the lighting is literally trash. Maybe if I move you. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. You know what? I just think it's gonna be trash lighting. These are the pants though. They are really cute. I really wish that the lighting wasn't trash in here. It is like nighttime though, so I guess that makes sense. Anywho, enough of that, since you literally can't see me at all anyway. No reading updates. Like I said, I did go to Target, got a bunch of groceries, got these pants, got some underwear randomly. What else did I get? I got this really cute bag charm because I ordered, there's like cherries. I ordered a vintage Coach bag off of Poshmark and like a matching wallet that's supposed to come Monday that I'm super excited for. I don't know, I've just been like in a girly mood again where I want to like carry a little shoulder bag, and I know that the bag charms are like back in, so I really wanted one of those. So I'll have to show you guys once I have that purse. But what else did I get? Oh, I also did get a couple books while I was at Target. So I own book number 1 of The Boys of Tommen, which is Binding 13, but it's in the holographic one. And I really want, I don't know if the holographic is gonna come out for the rest of these books. So I really want the ones with like the pretty colorful ombre spines. And I saw that Target had 2 of them. Of course, they only had number 3 and number 5 in the colored spines. So I am on the hunt for books 2 and 4. If anybody knows where I can get those, I would be so grateful. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna check my local Barnes next time I'm there and see if they have any colored spine copies left. Otherwise, I'm gonna be on the hunt for them until I find them, I guess. I have not been in the most reading kind of mood. Like I said, I have been in a little bit of a book slump, so I am still reading Magnolia Parks. Probably read like 50 pages this morning, which I recorded a little bit of. And I'm kind of in the mood to pick up a fantasy again, I think. But I also feel like I need to like, I don't know, stop going back and forth in between books. I feel like that's not really helping my book slump. Maybe we're going over to a friend's house tonight for food, so maybe I'll bring a couple options and see where that gets me. And I'll let you know if I have any more reading updates. That's it. Happy Monday, or well, it's Monday for me. I don't know what day it is for you guys, but hopefully this is up on a Friday. Reading updates. Let me think. I read like 200 pages yesterday, so I'm now on page 468 of Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, and I am still loving it. It's a lot of like the same stuff kind of over and over. That's kind of like the whole point of a character study, I feel like, but I am loving it. I cried again like 2 different times yesterday while reading, because there's just something about the way that Jessa writes that really hits you in the feels, and she has a knack for like explaining things and feelings and emotions in a way that makes sense. Like I will have similar experiences and feelings to things that she's explaining and describing in the book, but I would never be able to put them into words like she does. And it just, something about her writing, I know everyone says this, but something about her writing really does scratch an itch in my brain. I love it, and I love these characters. Magnolia really grows on you. I wasn't sure about her at first. She seems very like snooty, but she really deep down does care for the people around her and is much more affected by the things people say to her and her life than she lets on. And I think a lot of that she kind of deals with by kind of just ignoring it, which relatable. But also she's very funny. And I do think some of that has to do with her being like rich and kind of snooty, and so she'll say things that she doesn't realize are kind of a little bit rude and a little bit funny, but she just says whatever's on her mind, and I just find myself like laughing while I'm reading this. So I am having a good time. I am taking a very long time to read this because I've been reading much slower, but I'm embracing it. I don't want to push myself to read and then like burn out of reading and not want to pick up a book at all. So that's what we're working with right now when it comes to reading. I also want to show you my outfit. Mostly I want to show you my pants. I don't know if I actually ever showed these to you. I might have tried to. No, I showed you guys the ones, hello, I'm washed out. I showed you guys the ones that I got from Target, but I don't think I showed you these baggy jeans yet. I just got these baggy jeans. I'm obsessed. I'm in love with them. I have been wanting baggy jeans so bad. I ordered these off of Poshmark. They are called like the high-rise baggy jeans or something like that. Ta-da. I am absolutely in love with these. And something about these with just like a hoodie, I don't know guys. Y2K is coming back. I'm here for it. I've been listening to 2000s music again. Hello, please stop washing me out. I know I'm pale, but what else? Oh, I'm also doing a bit of like a reset today. I'm washing my sheets. It's pretty much it when it comes to reset, because I already cleaned my coffee machine yesterday. I do that as part of reset. I need to water my plants. I've been kind of just picking up around the house. Oh, I did my nails. I took an everything shower yesterday, hence the braids. And I did my nails this pretty jelly pink color for Valentine's Day coming up. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna get to, I gotta go switch my sheets over and do a few more things, and then hopefully I can sit down today and read some more of Magnolia Parks. I would love to finish it today. Don't know if it'll happen. My god, these characters are just too funny. Oh my god, Magnolia is always so nosy and up in everybody's business, and she's asking Tara about her sex life, and she basically asks her to pick a vegetable: zucchini, cucumber, corn on the cob. You get the vibe. And he says, she asks him when he comes back to the table which vegetable he has an affinity for, and he's like, none of those. My favorite vegetable is a butternut pumpkin. And Magnolia says, ouch, and then BJ throws his arm around her and covers her mouth, and then it's just too silly. I love them so much. I'm now on page 518, chapter 64. I have this much left. So, it's going well. But now it's time to go eat lunch and make my bed. I don't know if you can see this, but unfortunately, I put this mattress like protector thing in the dryer, which I have done before and never had an issue, but I forgot that our dryer here is like one setting and it's like pretty hot. And so the underside of this, which is like plasticky, it's all like stuck together. And I've been working forever, it feels like, on trying to get it apart. I wouldn't say it's like ruined, but it's definitely, this is exhausting. It's definitely not good. Whatever, I give up. Luckily, this part where it's all messed up is mostly at the foot of our bed, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Okay, good morning. Get cozy. I'm freezing, so I am forever in this chair with this blanket. I have my coffee. Get you a drink, get a snack, get a blanket, and get cozy because I finished this book. And I have a lot of thoughts, and they're very good thoughts. I ended up rating this 5 stars. As a surprise to kind of like absolutely everyone. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I put this book off for a really long time. I even said at one point that I wasn't going to read this one because I was so over the whole BJ and Magnolia back and forth toxicity. But this book was healing. This book was everything I needed and more for from BJ and Magnolia. Once I got like close to the halfway point and then throughout the rest of the book, I was sad. Like I was invested. I could not put it down. I was flying through the pages and I honestly could have just kept on reading about them. I've mentioned this before, but the one thing you have to know about these books is that they're more of a character study. Like there really is no plot. It's just lives of these crazy rich young people in London. Yeah, wow. This, I'm speechless because Jessa Hastings' writing, just something about it is perfect. And this was no exception. I got so many amazing quotes. Actually, let me read some of them to you so you can understand what I'm talking about. She describes things in the most unique way ever. Like she describes feelings and experiences that I've had in a way that's like, yeah, you know, if I had the words to describe this, that's exactly how I would describe it. I wrote a really long review on Fable and on Goodreads. One of them, of course I love you. It is my fault that you have not known it all the while. Loving you is the thing I grab first when the house is on fire. And the house has been on fire before, and it might even catch on fire again. I really hope not, but if it does, how much I love you will forever and ever be the first thing I reach for. Like, are you kidding? The analogies that she uses seamlessly. I'm always at a loss for words at it because wow, it like creates fireworks and explosions in my brain. Now that we've gone over her writing style in general, this book places a large focus on grief and what grief looks like in everyday life. So obviously if that's a trigger for you, then just beware of that. This book, again, focuses heavily on grief and just the nuances of navigating a world in which absolutely horrible things can happen, right? So we all know this. Some of us try to avoid this. Magnolia is one of those people, and it is relatable, honestly. Who wants to think about those horrible things? The craziest thing I think that like you realize as you're reading this is that even through grief, life goes on. The world keeps turning. It doesn't stop for anybody, and this is a revelation that Magnolia has that I feel like a lot of us have had in life. And so watching her mature through her experiences, especially in this book, was a pleasure to watch. Now, Magnolia in general, I would say, like in book one, I didn't really know what to think of her. I didn't really like her very much because she is like disgustingly rich and she acts like it. She can be really snobby and kind of like mean sometimes outwardly, but something you have to know about her is that she does really care and she starts to grow on you. Like in this book specifically, I found myself just like having this soft spot for her and everything that she has gone through. She has really shitty parents. She's obviously gone through all of this stuff with BJ that's horrible. And so watching her kind of like grow up and learn to really feel her emotions and communicate with the people around her better was beautiful. And I just love Magnolia. Like her sense of humor and wit is so funny. I can't tell you how many times I was reading this book and just her wit would just surprise me, as it was like that was the reaction of, you know, her friends and stuff as she was talking, as they'd be like kind of like laughing at her and shaking their heads, and she would have these one-liners that would really surprise them. And that was my reaction to it too. So again, that's just a testament to Jessa Hastings and how well she writes and how that comes across. Like her characters and their personalities come across so well on the page. Don't even get me started on the romance, okay? The trust that is rebuilt between these two in this book is healing, honestly. Like I now feel whole again after making it through the other books and everything that happens in those, and then coming to this conclusion where these two, you can finally see them like get everything they deserve. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like just seeing them being happy together is so beautiful. And I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't like tell you any of the specific scenes, but there are a couple specific scenes that live rent-free in my head. And again, it's just a testament to how much these characters have grown and matured, and their love, they were like one of those loves that it transcends everything. It's written in the stars. Like they're meant to be 100%. The effort that they put into their relationship, they really, really fight for each other. That is inspiring. Like through thick and thin, like they are always going to be there for each other. And kind of like that quote that I read to you about the house being on fire and their love being the first thing that, you know, she grabs. I have so many, honestly, thoughts and feelings. And also seeing Magnolia through BJ's eyes and how much he loves her, I think also helped me understand Magnolia better and kind of see the side of her that he sees. So I really do love that this is dual point of view. Like I said, the lengths that these two go to fight for their love is inspiring. The forgiveness, the selflessness, the loyalty. Even though a lot of their relationship is rocky at first and toxic, I feel like that makes it all the more powerful that they are healing things between them and they're working on it, and they are, you know, BJ like is going to a therapist. I was not a huge fan of BJ in like the first book and even some of the second book, because he really did a lot of questionable things and you're like, where was your head at? Why would you ever think that was the answer, right? But in this book, you start to kind of understand him a little bit better. It doesn't excuse his actions. Nothing excuses those things that he did, but you do start to kind of understand him as a character better and his like trauma and just like why he is the way he is. But through it all, he has never stopped loving Magnolia, and it's always been Magnolia for him. And the way that he loves her is just so beautiful and pure. It's amazing. If you are a fan of like character study type books and you're okay, you can like get past the toxicity, at least at first. I think these are a great time and I do highly recommend them. Like I said, I can't believe that I thought that I wasn't going to ever pick this book up. I don't know what I was thinking. I think, like I said, I was just so annoyed with the back and forth that I was like, oh, I can't read it. I can't read a book this big with that being the entire thing again. Like, I just can't do it. But this felt different. This felt hopeful and yet so painful. I cried so many times because not even with like the romance things this time around, but like the things that Magnolia is going through with like her family was just so like raw and real. It just makes you think about life and how even rich people like have feelings, like they are people too. It's a beautiful journey. I'm really happy I read this. I read it really slow too, and I think that was really good for me. Like I think I mentioned, I've been in a little bit of a reading slump, and I usually kind of beat myself up if I'm not reading a lot or like reading super fast. But sometimes it's nice to just take a step back and really savor every word and take your time and kind of like marinate in the book that you're reading. And I feel like that's what I've done the past week or so as I've been reading this, is I've just really given myself the time to kind of live in that world, and I can't stop thinking about these characters. I love them. I love Jessa Hastings. I cannot wait for the next Daisy book. I think obviously the Magnolia Parks books are done, but the Daisy Hates books, which is book 2 and 4, there's 2 Daisy Hates books out right now. I think she said she has at least 1, if not more, Daisy Hates books still coming. So yeah, I'm really excited for that because I have to be in the mood for these books, but once I am, I just have the best time. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, her writing is so unique, completely different from anything I think I've ever read. Like, she's an artist. Anyway, that is that. We've read 2 books in this vloggy vlog. We read Deep End by Allie Hazelwood, which I also gave 5 stars. So even though we only ended up reading 2 books in this vlog, I think it was super successful. And I think that I'm on my way. I'm doing my goal that I said I wanted to do, which was quality over quantity. So I read 2 books. They were both 5 stars. They were both completely different, but amazing nonetheless. That brings us to the end of this reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos from me, all those YouTubey things, and I hope you are having a great day. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!